All right, so let's build a platformer in Godot. Okay, so we have an enemy in our level, but we can't kill him or do anything to him. So let's start off. Let's just add a couple more of these guys in here. Okay, so we've got some enemies in our level now that we can try to kill, but we need some sort of way to kill them. So let's give our guy like some magic. So we'll create a new node. We will see what kind of node. We'll do a node 2D, and we'll just call this node magic. Go ahead and save it as a scene. And we want to add a child node, and this is going to be a CPU particles 2D node. And what this lets us do is, if we zoom in really far, you can see it's like already emitting particles out of this thing, and they're all falling down towards the ground. So let's go through and work on some of the settings here. So for the amount, let's go ahead and just give it like 2000, and that's just going to like give it a ton of stuff to work with. Lifetime, we can bring it down to 0.3. We don't want one shot because we do want this to loop. Our speed scale, we can do like 0.35. That's going to give it like, like a different variant on the speed. Randomness, let's do 0.86. And these values can be like whatever you want them to be. They're just, values that I found to be helpful. You can kind of like shape your magic however you want to. So emission shape, let's do a sphere. And then for our sphere radius, let's see, we'll do like 86. All right, so now we got a lot bigger sphere. So as we go through here, we can see we got direction, and let's do a spread of 21. And then our gravity. So you can see everything's getting pulled down right now. So if we say, gravity 0, it's just going to be all in the same place there. So we need to do gravity 3000 on the X. And that's going to give us, this guy's going to like shoot it out of his hands, right? So it's going to kind of give it like that horizontal feel, like it's flying through the air. And we can also go into like angular velocity. Let's see, we'll do like a minimum 515. It's not going to change it too much, just gives us some variation in there. Linear acceleration. So over here, we can do, the maximum. Let's do like 60. Again, it's just giving it variation. So this is like the min and max. Let's see, we can do scale. So I would give it some more variation as well. So we can do like 11. So now we've got like a little bit bigger particles. So we can do like the color. What's cool about the color is you can do like a color ramp here and do like a new gradient. And so, let's make him like shoot rainbows. And then for this last one here, we can actually just drop the opacity down. And so that way it kind of like fades out. So you can see it kind of like towards the side here, it's fading out as it's going further back. I'll just drag these up a little further and drag that guy all the way down. And so now we've got this like kind of like fade situation going on, which is kind of cool. So we can mess with some other stuff if you just want to like, add some other values in and just see what they do. It can give you like different sorts of vibes going on. But that's good. So we have our magic. So now we want to create a magic area. And so our magic area is going to be, we'll do a new node, and it's going to be an area 2D. And then we're going to call this, magic area. We'll go ahead and save it into our scenes. And so our magic area is going to obviously have our magic in it. So we need to pull that in. Very cool. And then we also can like set up some other stuff. So like for instance, we're going to want a collision shape 2D. This is what's going to allow it to collide with our enemy. And then we have to give that, you know, a shape. So we'll do circle and then just kind of draw like right in there. You can see kind of, it's hard to see with all the particles, but you can kind of tell, you know, where it is. And then we also want to set up a timer. Because if we shoot this magic out into the level, it'll go across the entire level if we let it. So let's just set this timer to 2 seconds. Save, and we're good to go. So now what we need to do is we need to go back to our player script. We need to add the ability to shoot the magic, right? So here we've got, you know, move and slide, but we're gonna need a magic button. So we'll go back into our input map and we need to add magic as an option. And then here you can kind of decide what you want. You know, I'll do the left mouse button is a good one. You know, E would work. You can do both of those. And so now we can say if input dot is action just pressed, and then you can see magic shows up here as an option now. Then what do we want to do? Well, we need a magic node. And we want to instantiate it. So we're going to load, and then to get our magic area path, we can actually just drag it in, and that's going to, you know, write the path to our magic area. So that gives us like this the node that we're going to instantiate. And so now to instantiate it, we need, you know, new magic equals magic node dot instantiate. You gotta spell it right. Always have to double check my spelling on it. Instantiate. And then depending on what direction our character is facing, it's going to depend on which direction we want our magic to face, right? We're going to need to go over into our magic area, and we're going to need to make a script. So let's pop back over to magic area and add a script to this guy. In our scripts folder, let's say create, and now we have area 2D. So really when the magic first is instantiated, right? So like we've gotten to this point where we're going to instantiate the magic node, but what happens when it comes into existence, right? So let's go ahead and set up some properties. So set up a speed for it. We'll give it a velocity. We're going to want player object and a direction. And we'll set that to 1. Really, for our player object, it's not really our player object that we want. It's the animated sprite. Player object. And so we'll get the node. Player. And then inside player, we want to get the node of animated sprite 2D. And then we also want to set up our timer while we're in here. So we can grab a reference to our timer, and then we're going to want to connect our timer to a script. So connect, and then we can say, you know, timeout on timer timeout. And this is just the name of our script that we're going to, or our function that we're going to call. So what do we want to happen on our, when the timer times out? Remember, cue free, we'll delete our magic. So now this timer, it's going to count down for 2 seconds, and then when it times out, it's going to delete our magic. So we'll go ahead and click one shot also. Fix any typos. Okay, so in our player script, we're instantiating this node. It's going to create this node where we're grabbing the animated sprite of the player. We're starting our timer. And now in process, we need to check our direction. So if our direction equals 1, then we want to set our velocity. So velocity equals vector 2 minus 1, 0 dot rotation degrees times speed times delta. And now what we can do is we'll grab our magic and then our CPU particles 2D, and we want to set the gravity. So remember when we set up our gravity before, we set it to 3000, right? So if our direction changes, then what that does is basically we grab this thing and we want +1 and -3000 here. And then to actually apply that velocity, we're going to say position plus equals velocity. And so this is going to, depending on what our direction is, it's going to basically send this thing flying one way or the other. So let's come back over to our player. And here we can now that we've instantiated this, so we can say if, and then we'll get a reference to our animated sprite 2D, flip h equals, well, let's do false actually. So we're basically checking to see if the sprite is flipped horizontally. Then we can do new magic dot direction equals -1, else new magic dot direction equals 1, right? So awesome. So now we've instantiated this and we can tell which direction it's flying, but like where does it come from? Right? So that's the big question here, is where does it come from? And so what we need to do is we need to come into our player and we're going to create a new node 2D, and we're going to call this magic spawn point. And that's just going to naturally just put it right in the middle of our player, which actually works totally fine. So we'll save that. And then in here, we're going to want to make sure that when we instantiate, we are new magic dot set position. And we can actually right click, we'll access unique name, and then we can say magic spawn point dot global. And this is important. You want to access the global transform, because otherwise, as your player moves, the magic is going to spawn like as your player's moving, and it won't look right. And so we want to set that position, and then we need to set the parent of our new magic. All right, let's see what this gives us. We can click our mouse, and look at that. We can shoot rainbows. They don't do anything yet, but we can shoot them, and that's what matters, right? So, cool. So let's make them do something. So we come into our magic area, and we're going to do something really similar to what we did with the enemies. So let's actually, since we're targeting our enemy, let's go ahead over here to groups, and let's go ahead and set up a new enemy group. We'll make it global. We'll say okay. And so now our enemy is in that group. So when we're in our magic area, we're going to go, I think this was the area 2D. Yep. So we can go node, signals, area entered. And then we'll say connect. So here we get this area variable passed in. So if the area is in group enemy, well, you know what we can do? We can give our player some points for killing the enemy. Let's give them 1,000 points. Okay, and then we want to actually just remove the enemy. So we'll just get the parent. So since the area is what's colliding, right? And if we look at our enemy, we'll see we have the area is what's colliding, but its parent is the actual enemy itself. And we just want to delete that. So we'll just go ahead and just delete the enemy as soon as it's hit with our rainbow. Okay, so if we want our enemy to collide, we need to come over here to collision, and we're going to set the layer and mask to 4. We're going to do the same thing over here on our enemy. So we'll go collision to 4. We'll save. The last step is we just want to make our magic itself disappear when it collides with an enemy. We also want to hop over to our enemy, and then on our area 2D, make sure we have that group selected as enemy as well. All right, and now we have fully functioning magic, so we can shoot and kill our enemies with our magic rainbows. All right, fantastic.